Right, I think this grid's about set, and it looks as though it could be Palm v Najar indeed on pole position, with Steve Brown on row 2, Jonathan Listener, Jack Harding on row 2, Ray Norris, who won the Heat 1, on row 3 with Jay Elliott. Or is that Pete O'Connor? I think it could be Pete O'Connor. We're racing. Who's going to get that hole shot? It's Najar. And I'm afraid Steve Brown... Oh, we got a spinner, and Jonathan Listener's fallen off in the middle of the pack there in turn 1. That's a bit odd. I didn't see any particular contact, but he's gone. And out of turn 1, this might get waved off, you know. Steve Brown leads Jack Harding. Palm v Najar. Ray Norris, Pete O'Connor. Dan Healy well up. Healy to the inside of O'Connor. Gets it done. No wave or flag. We're going to keep on going. Fairly frantic. Towards the back of the field, as you'd expect. Oh, I think that was Matt Brooks sideways, but I think he might have been kept pointing forwards. And it's Steve Brown leading out of hairpin 2. Excuse me, mate. You couldn't move that way. Good man. Another lap goes in the books. And Ray Norris is looking for a way by Palm v Najar. Out front, it's Steve Brown with just a couple of kart lengths on Jack Harding. The battle is over third place. Palm v Najar, Ray Norris, Dan Healy, Pete O'Connor, James Hattersley well up, Ed Bars, Joe Holmes coming through the field. The battle for third place still ongoing as Norris is ahead of Palm v Najar. Najar wanting that position. A chance maybe for Dan Healy as they go down on the brakes into hairpin 1. O'Connor in 6th. Down the inside, Dan Healy on Palm v Najar. The revs and the line will be with Najar back into the S's. A chance now for O'Connor and Hattersley, Bars, and Holmes is coming across. O'Connor takes a look up the inside of Healy, and Healy gets good drive out of the centre S and is looking to find a way by Najar as they go down to turn 1 to start lap number 5. And Harding is on the bumper now of race leader Steve Brown and goes for the lead in hairpin 1. And it's done. Brown takes a look over his shoulder to see where third place is, to see if it's going to be a factor, and I don't think it is. Because Norris can't go with them. And Norris needs to concentrate on staying clear of Palm v Najar and a train of hurt that he's got in behind him. Down the inside for a long way back, gets it done. Dan Healy moves it through into 4th place to lead the charge after Ray Norris. I don't think Steve Brown's finished with the race lead here. He's all over Jack Harding into hairpin 2. The group behind are prepared to follow Dan Healy as he appears to have good pace. I don't think Jack Harding's going to get away, and it looks as though Steve Brown's going to sit on his bumper. to see where he's quick and where he can put the pass in later on in this final. So, end of lap 6. Jack Harding leads by a tenth of a second from Steve Brown. Ray Norris is 2 seconds off them. And he in turn has got 1.5 seconds on Dan Healy, Parveen Najjar, James Hattersley, Pete O'Connor, Joe Holmes in 8th. Ed Bars and Brandon Williams is now in the top 10. Seem to have missed out Ian Blake there. Well, I think it's just picked up a position from Brandon. So Ian Blake into the top 10, ahead of Brandon Williams. Further back, Darren Teal fighting hard, trying to find a way past, I think that's Stephen Docker. Battle for third place is ongoing. Healy's has got a couple of kart lengths in the hairpins. He's beginning to edge clear of Parveen Najjar, and it's James Hattersley now trying to find a way by. Pete O'Connor coming under pressure from Joe Holmes. Holmes side by side. Hattersley goes for, what will that be, 5th place? 5th place. And Holmes has picked off O'Connor to take 7th place. Another lap goes in the books here at Buckmore Park. Elite class round 1 final. And Steve Brown has gone back to the front of this race. We've missed that one off camera. You'll be able to catch that later on Steve Brown's YouTube channel. Always handy for writing race reports. So now Brown trying to test Jack Harding. We're 3 minutes from the end of this final, probably about 4 laps, I'd say. James Hattersley fighting hard here to get past Parveen Najjar, and it's worked out for Joe Holmes. That's the battle for 5th place. And it's back game on at the... Oh, just car testers, nearly threw me there. It's Steve Brown leading out Jack Harding. Ray Norris, gap to Dan Healy, gap to Joe Holmes now ahead of fellow Yorkshireman James Hattersley. And it looks as though they're going to fight out 5th place to the finish, as Parveen Najjar's got his hands full of Ed Bars, Ian Blake, Pete O'Connor and Brandon Williams on his debut in Club 100. Two minutes to the finish, and I don't think Harding's quite given up on winning this final. If it's on, he'll go for it, I'm sure. But Steve Brown, reigning champion, looks as though he's going to try and start the season with another win. Will it be final lap this time? No, it won't. They'll be certainly going round for another. Tom Golding making his way through the field up to about 11th place now. And on the bumper of Brandon Williams. Battle on at the front. I think Jack Harding had a nibble. Shot and missed, and I think that could be his bolt shot, as he's now fallen behind, and Ray Norris is a lot closer to Jack Harding. I think we're heading for a race win for Steve Brown. The final lap board is out, and I noticed I've got a low battery light on the streaming device, So hopefully we'll keep running to the finish. So on the final lap then, out of hairpin 2 for the last time. Steve Brown leading. The 2016 champion is going to start this year with a win ahead of Jack Harding, Ray Norris, gap to Dan Healy, gap to Joe Holmes, James Hattersley, Parmvina Jar, Ian Blake in 8th place ahead of Ed Bars. Brandon Williams is 10th. Out of the last corner, your race winner at Buckmore Park in round 1, perhaps not a surprise, is Steve Brown ahead of Jack Harding and Ray Norris on the podium. Dan Healy in excellent 4th place ahead of Joe Holmes, the 2016 heavyweight champion. James Hattersley starts with a 6th in the elite class. Parveen Ajar 7th, Ian Blake, Ed Bars and Brandon Williams rounds out your top 10.